Hello, and welcome to Plot Twister Sister, the podcast where two sisters pitch each other story ideas. Some are really good, and some are not so good. How are you doing today, Erin?
I'm good, Kate. How are you?
Doing good. Okay, today is one of those stories where we might need a little workshopping as we go.
Ready.
Okay.
Ready.
Okay. So, it's called The Mating Camp. Yeah.
I have notes on the time.
Okay, I'm not off to a great start. Okay, just wait. Just wait. Okay, okay, okay. 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 You know how much we mutually like summer camp. We're
Yes,
fans.
we love summer camp.
We love summer camp. Okay. Imagine the fun of summer camp with a dystopian future and romance. Yeah. Okay.
I'm
Okay.
mostly disturbed because I remember what the title is. If you just told me that, I think I'd
Okay.
be like, all right,
The mating camp.
like we're
Okay.
going to a place of mating? Like what? Okay, continue.
Okay, okay, okay. Yeah, it could use some more. Okay. Here's here's the scenario though. Okay. Fast forward to the future. Similar to the Handmaid's Tale, infertility is on the rise. Okay? Okay. So they reshape, and so everything's all out of whack, right? Like it's very regimented and things like that because they've had to try to implement all these rules to conquer the infertility. Okay. 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 So essentially, you grow up, and this part I kind of don't have totally in my head, but it's really, conservative and things like that and stuff like that. But then like when it's time to marry, oh, and there's these social systems, really strict social systems, right? So you're like higher, middle, lower. Am I right? Yeah.
Oh, I get it.
You get you
Okay, little
get what
class, rich in the he's a rich duke and she's a poor country girl. That's where I feel like we're going.
okay, that is exactly where we're going. Just let me get there, okay? Okay.
Apologies. Take your time.
Okay. So when you turn 19, you get paired with your mate because people, when left to their own devices, were taking too long to do this thing. Okay.
Topical. Topical failure to launch. That is true in this society,
Okay.
I feel.
Yeah, yeah. People were like, I gotta work 20 years
I
and then
can't
maybe
settle.
or
I
whatever it
have
is. I don't know.
time.
Exactly. Okay.
Okay.
But no,
Okay.
they're like, the government is like, no, you go and you go to camp when you're 19 and you're going to find, dare I say the word again, your mate. I know you don't like it. I am hearing you there. That's
Okay.
good feedback. Okay. Anyway, so now we have this system where we've got these three different camps, higher, middle, lower. Okay. Everybody's there though. And so I don't have the full, yeah, you're feeling me.
Why are
Okay.
all three levels at the same camp? You're saying highs only pair with
I,
highs,
I,
middles.
I don't have all the logistics worked out, but maybe there's like islands and you have to canoe over. Maybe there's a staffing solution here. Like I don't need to present you with a staff chart to like say this, okay? Just like
The
they're there.
dynamics
Okay.
of staffing the mating camp. You heard me say the birth
You
rate
think
is
I can
down.
find counselors anywhere?
You think
No.
we just have staff for mating camp everywhere? You want three different camps?
It's
Like,
it's 24/7, girly. It's not an easy gig to fill.
get
Okay?
real.
Get real.
Who's making all those campfires? Who's leading all those sing-alongs? Come on.
It's not gonna the dances aren't gonna dance the chaperone themselves, okay? So get with it. Okay? Here we go. You are now at a summer camp. And we now have a scenario where lowers RX can see higher ups, and there's dances, there's these things that are fun for social encouragement in a society where there's not a lot of boy girl mixing. And then you are supposed like winning is entering the mating, with a partner. Enter our hero. She's in lower. And you know what? She doesn't give a flip about boys. Yeah. She
Not a
doesn't give a
flip,
flip about
not one flip.
not one flip. She doesn't want to mate at all.
Okay.
Yeah, I
Just
know. Enter on the other side of the camp. And we already talked about the staffing scenarios here. And there is our young boy, and he is the most popular boy in camp. But you know what? There's more to him than playing football and being really, really good looking. And he only needs to find a girl who will see that in him. Okay? I'm gonna pause there because I feel like I've built a really ripe scenario for lots of interesting stories to happen.
yeah, no, I agree. So a different part of the camp, probably with a shared kitchen for staffing, but the lows and highs are divided in some way. Why
They're
are there
divided.
middles? What if there were just lows and highs?
Well, sometimes you need a middle as a buffer. I don't know. Maybe it's
Okay.
like a middle can go mate with a higher or mate with a lower, but you would never go low to high. It
That's
would never
important for you to
happen.
know for this story. That low to high,
Low to
unheard of.
high, just yeah, buckle up because it doesn't happen.
People would be scandalized if you went low to high.
Like, whoa.
And then is the idea you leave mating camp pregnant? Is that
Well, now I get your scenario is a little awkward. Yeah, no, maybe it's like you just is maybe you can't because you're not like mating like crazy. You find your mate.
okay?
You're
Okay.
not like, yeah, I think no. I think you just find someone you're engaged. Maybe it's a bachelor style situation. You're engaged at the end to be married.
What about this? What about in the capital or whatever, the big city, housing is limited. So they open up certain housing to young professionals. So almost like imagine like family housing or married housing on campus. They open it up, but you have to be coupled already to be eligible. So maybe camps like this
Oh,
kind of arose in popularity for people who are young, like moving out of their parents' house, but they need to find a mate. Like, could it be a little bit more organic to live in couples housing? But then the deal is you sign the paper, you have to live with that person. So maybe that's it. People just go. So she's like, I don't give a shit about this. I don't want like a husband, but I have like big city aspirations or whatever.
she
So
she does she doesn't give a flip about boys, as I
about
understand.
love. But yeah, she's like, I need to pick somebody, and maybe there's some weird mechanic whereby it's like, hey, we only want to give these housing spots right in the center of the city to people that we know will be productive. So is there like a
Oh,
competition, something where they're like, who's the best and brightest? Who should, of all the people who manage to couple, who are the ones we should give these housing spots to? And then maybe there's like a side plot where everybody else has to commute like 2 hours because that's all they can
I
afford. And it's
like
like,
that.
this is like super coveted.
What if it's like to be a leader in this community? You know what I mean? Like they want to promote early marrying, so like maybe there's this housing component, but maybe it's like a leadership situation.
Right. Of like,
He's
yeah,
like,
I
I
love it.
want to be a leader of this community so I can change things for the better. That's an important component is that we need to believe in our heroine.
And it feels like like military, right? Don't they kind of say like, hey, yeah, like a strong soldier should be like have a wife, right? I guess they don't say it in those words, but kind of this component of like, hey, you really should get married and have a family
I
because
know.
it's going
I
to
like
set you
that.
up.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't know if it's true anymore. Like I don't know the full situation, but I like what we're going for here. In this society, this is what a leader looks like to get in this leadership program. And then these people are elevated, they get all these chances to like be at these different companies or whatever it is and be a
And,
leader for the country.
and honestly, I just feel like this is so relatable that you come out of like whatever the version of high school is and you're like, I have no options here. And the government or whatever is like, cool, we have 20 options we're giving away, like chances to, yeah, whether it's live nearby or get this kind of like high profile internship or whatever, that you can really relate to somebody being like, I will do whatever it takes to put myself in that position.
If you go to a camp called,
The mate, will you mate? Do you want that high profile internship leadership spot, married housing enough to mate?
how bad do you want a corporate setting with many cans of soda pop? Enough to go.
How much do you want
Okay,
to be circling back?
I like this. I
Okay.
like what you're saying. I like that addition though of like this is what's next for these people and like why is our girl there if she doesn't give a flip?
Again, there's just
We
too
need
much
that.
dystopian content, I think, to do what The Handmaid's Tale did, which was be kind of vague about it, of like something government, something you had to match up, like. So I feel like this just puts a little more, makes it a little bit more believable.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I'm with you. I like it. What do you think?
I say pitch it. Great story.
Shit. Yay.
Okay.